Hi, welcome to AreYouReadyToOrganize.com, your source for home organization and productivity. This is episode 2, and I'm coming to you today to talk about making simple Christmas menus. Making simple Christmas menus is the key to relax and spend more time doing what we want to do most. What we really want to do is spend the majority of time celebrating the holidays with our family and guests. So why is it so hard to be more intentional and simplify our holiday menus? Before we get into making Christmas menus, though, I have a funny story to tell you. I don't know how many of you write blogs, or if you're writers, but I like to write everything by hand and then type it into my host so that I post my content from handwritten material. I spent 2 hours writing this post a few days ago. Writing for a blog can take writing for a post can take almost a week to do. And there's research, trying to categorize things, doing SEO, trying to build really good content for my audience. So I wrote this blog post about simple Christmas menus, and it was 4 pages written. So I went to type it, and one of the pages was missing. It vanished. I had no idea where it went. There was panic in the Phillips household. I tell you, my dogs were even panicked. I looked everywhere for 20 minutes for that page. Where could it have gone? How could I rewrite that and get it to you in a timely manner? Well, I didn't. There was no way to do that. I figured, hey, that content may not have belonged in that post anyway. And I'm just going to tell you I lost the page. And we're just going to move on. It was one of the funniest moments I've ever had. One of the things I've learned about writing is that you can't get hung up. You've got to move through it and consider it a challenge and something it's a blessing. It happened for a reason. So now we're going to go on to the post about making simple hot Christmas menus. And I think most of you know, if you've been to my blog, at AreYouReadyToOrganize.com. That's R, spelled with the letter R, YouReadyToOrganize.com. I have a whole section called The Green Kitchen. And we, in our family, have started to move away from meat and make more plant-based foods. And it's coming along really well. I come from a family of Southerners, and we like our home cooking. And one of the biggest challenges I've had is I've been taking all of my mom's handwritten, really good Southern, wholesome, homemade menus, and I've tried to make them plant-based, and it's come along pretty well. That's to me is worth it because I love those menus, and making them healthier is fantastic. So we're going to get back to Christmas menus now. Some of you know over on my blog I wrote a post about healthy Thanksgiving holiday menus, and I posted up there and made a mushroom Wellington for the first time. My husband didn't believe that there was anything but a meat Wellington, but I convinced him when I showed him the recipe that there is a mushroom Wellington. Now the key to making this is you have to use dried mushrooms. They are so rich in flavor, and the broth from those is to die for. So I made a mushroom Wellington for the first time, and I made twice baked vegan potatoes and grilled broccoli. And then we had a cake that we bought because I don't bake sweets too often, but it was fantastic. I think I'm going to go on Pinterest and write a review of that myself. It was fantastic. I also created some very easy to use holiday menu plans. I created it for a week before Thanksgiving. I also did this for Christmas. It's up on the blog. For the week before you have your Christmas dinner, you plan each and every day on what exactly you're going to go buy, prep, and get ready for, and cook each day. And then, of course, there's the big day, Christmas Day, and that's more intense and more detailed. So those are up on my blog too, so you'll find those there. Most of our waking hours before Christmas is spent cooking a Christmas dinner. To reduce our stress, don't cook the night before Christmas. Please. 2 excellent options is to make a healthy casserole and freeze it. So all you have to do is pull it out and stick it in the oven. I love butternut squash portobello and spinach casserole with vegan sausage. I have yet to make that, but I've made a version of it, and I plan on doing that for Christmas Eve dinner so that we don't have to cook. I'm going to be spending most of my time slaving over that Christmas dinner. And actually, I won't be slaving because I'll have a menu plan all detailed out, and I'll even have time to relax and read like I did last time on Thanksgiving. So in addition to that, you can also just make sandwiches. You don't have to cook. Just make some delectable favorite sandwiches of choice. And don't worry about cooking. Now, there's a simple morning after Christmas breakfast. If you have guests stay over, I'm skipping over the Christmas meal. I'll come back to that in a minute. But if you have guests staying over, I highly suggest that you make a crock pot oatmeal the night before that you just put together in minutes and turn it on. And when you get up in the morning, your oatmeal's ready. If they want toast, they can all toast. Make your toast. Have some fruit, and simple, 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 and relaxing, and you get to spend time with your guests. Don't make waffles. Don't make pancakes. You'll stand there in the kitchen and not get to visit with your guests. That's the whole point. So keep it simple, and I highly recommend that you research crockpot oatmeal. I have a recipe on my site that I got, and it's called apple pie crockpot oatmeal, and it's delicious. Another thing you can do is bagels and fruit too. Just make it easy. That the morning of Christmas is a good idea as well, because who wants to cook the morning of Christmas either? No way. I have to eat light because I want to save room for that Christmas meal. Now, speaking of that, I designed some, like I talked about before, a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday menu, and we're just going to repeat that. We're going to make a mushroom Wellington. That recipe's up on the blog, and I'll include that down underneath my notes. And this time I'm going to make vegan mashed potatoes, and I use non-dairy cream cheese, cashew yogurt, and salt and pepper, and some Earth Balance vegan butter, and it is just delicious. It's just rich. It's wonderful. We also just grill vegetables of choice. I like grilled zucchini and grilled broccoli with olive oil and toasted almonds. It's wonderful and light. By that time, you're stuffed. You know, who needs a whole array? Now, if you're cooking for 100 people, go for more sides. Go for it. But that fills up 4 people for us. And I decided I'm going to try a pear tartine that I saw on Jamie Oliver, one of Jamie Oliver's videos. He was in France, up in northern France, and he made this beautiful pear tartine in this gorgeous castle, and it just was so easy and so elegant. It looks so delicious. I'm going to try that. That's also on the blog. So again, I'll put notes down below where you can get all this great information on how to plan and be sensible so you have time to relax and have a good time during the holidays, especially at Christmas. Thanks for coming. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.